Welcome to this video on the Living Cert Spanish predictions and tips for 2025. So we are going to start this video and have a look at the exam layout. So the total exam duration is 2 hours and 30 minutes, and after that 40 minutes listening exam. Okay, the listening exam is at the end of the exam, it's the last 40 minutes of the exam, is worth 20% of the final grade at higher level and 25% at ordinary level, and is taken last during the exam in June. The written paper has a duration of 2 hours and 30 minutes and includes different sections: reading comprehensions, written production, diary entry, opinion piece, notes, and dialogues. Okay, so let's have a look at the 2025 Living Cert Spanish Trends overview. There has been an increased emphasis on global and social issues, things like immigration, the crisis, the housing crisis in Ireland. Also, youth-related themes remain popular, like having a healthy lifestyle, the importance of sport, studying in college, influencers, things like that. Diary entries and opinion pieces are likely to feature emotional and reflective topics. Give your opinion about mental health, for example. How do you deal with your mental health? Nowadays, mental health is very important. Or having a healthy lifestyle, reflecting on those topics. We need to have a strong vocabulary and grammar structures. They are key elements in the exam, and a grammar revision is essential. Now, in terms of comprehensions, the questions that could come up in 2025 are questions, texts, and comprehensions related to Spanish-speaking countries, Spanish traditions, young people, mental health, artificial intelligence, traveling, the environment, especially with the introduction last year of the bottle recycling scheme. That's something it hasn't come up in any of the exams yet, so it could easily come up this year. Health, topics like vaping and young people is something that hasn't come up yet. And the importance of having a healthy lifestyle. That's importance of sport, how to alleviate pressure from exams, having the importance of having pastimes and all that. In terms of the essay or the opinion piece, this would be the main topics that could come up. Technology and social media. Social media advantages, disadvantages, ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, influencers, all that. Mental health and well-being. How do you cope with the pressure of exams? Why is it important to have a pastime? All these topics related to mental health and well-being could easily also come up. The world we live in and the climate change, the environment. How do we look after the environment in school, in our local area, at home? These are topics that could easily come up. Education, future plans, going to college, why it's important to learn a language, why it's important to study, continue studying after secondary school, and traveling and cultural experiences. Traveling, the importance of traveling, advantages, disadvantages, immigrations, going to study abroad. There could be topics that could easily come up. Okay, so now the essay is one of the main sections of the exam. Okay, so the top 5 tips to write a great essay are the following. We have to memorize some useful phrases, which we call frases hechas. The examiners love seeing natural idiomatic phrases and expressions in Spanish. It shows fluency and confidence in the language. Okay, so I would learn 5, 10, 15 high scoring phrases and use them throughout the essay. Some examples are: desde mi punto de vista, no se puede negar que hoy en día es un tema que provoca mucha polémica. Es importante que reconozcamos sin lugar a dudas. The structure is everything in the essay. We need to have a clear layout because that comes across as a clear thinking and easy marks. Use always the same layout. An introduction, state your opinion on the topic. Use a good, strong opening phrase. The main body of the essay, cuerpo del texto, 2 or 3 paragraphs with the ideas. Each paragraph covers one idea. Explain and backed up with examples. You have to include connectors. Además, por ejemplo, sin embargo, en cambio, por eso. So we are linking ideas and examples. And the last paragraph should be a conclusion where we wrap it up with our final opinion. And we use a good closing phrase like en resumen, para concluir, para terminar, en resumidas cuentas. Tip number 3. We have to avoid repetition, and to do that we have to vary our vocabulary. We need to have a good variety of verbs. We cannot repeat the same verbs like ser, estar, tener. That will lower your marks, okay? So we need to use synonyms, alternative expressions. For example, basic vocabulary like es importante could be easily swapped for es esencial, es vital, es imprescindible, es fundamental. And we need to use a variety of tenses, present, past, future, and subjunctive if possible. Certainly subjunctive will help you to score highly. Another tip will be to learn the key tenses for the essays. You will need to talk about nowadays, before, and the future. So we need to be confident in the past, present, and future. The present, we're talking about, for example, la tecnología cambia constantemente. In the past, el año pasado vimos un aumento en, and the future, en el futuro la situación será peor. So we will have there cambia, present tense, vimos, past tense, será, future tense. And for extra marks, of course, it's always a good idea to include the subjunctive. Es necesario que el gobierno actúe. Es necesario que el gobierno haga algo. Okay, we need to be careful with our words as well. Stick to the word count and relevance. We cannot go off topic because we will lose marks. Aim for 150 words and answer exactly what the title asks. You need to give your opinion and say if you agree or disagree straight away. ¿Estás de acuerdo? You must clearly say it, not only give your general information. Okay? So this would be the main topics. We need to know vocabulary about these topics: technology and social media, mental health and well-being, climate change and the environment, education and future plans, and travel and cultural experiences. So this is the marking scheme for the opinion piece, okay? And as you can see, is total marks are 50 and is divided into 25 marks go for content and 25 marks go for language. So we have 3 layers in each topic, content, and language, and we always have to try to go for the top layer. For example, have a look here at one content top. Who will score between 18 and 25 marks? If you have a high level of coherence, clear argumentation, the communicative intention is fulfilled, you're getting your message across, and there is no irrelevant material. That's how you will score highly in the content. Okay? You can have a look also at the middle layer and the bottom layer. Language. How would you score highly in language? If you have idiomatic Spanish, good Spanish phrases, good level of vocabulary, only a few grammar or spelling mistakes, and a good usage of tenses. Okay? And that will score 18, 25 marks, and we can also have middle marks and bottom marks with 0 to 8. But we certainly want to score top for content, top layer for language. We need to know all the endings and all the grammar for the tenses. Present tense, preterite tense, future tense, conditional tense, imperfect tense, and the subjunctive is always good to score extra marks. In terms of the dialogue, the diary entry, and the note, the last section, section C of the exam, we always have the same topics, so we need to know vocabulary about these topics. Living in Spain with a host family, going to Spain on holidays, working in Spain, working in a hotel, in a school, teaching English, doing work experience in Spain, traveling around Spain or Spanish-speaking country with friends, with family. We need to be familiar with some cultural topics like going out for tapas or hacer una siesta, and future plans. What are your plans para las vacaciones for the rest of your holidays? In terms of the oral, the listening exam, we always have the same topics: conversations between friends, families, interviews with celebrities, school announcements or interviews, radio or news reports, job offers and applications, and Spanish tourism and culture. The key thing for the listening exam is practice. Exam papers, listen to the past papers, listen again with the script, check the marking scheme, and the only way we can improve our listening is by listening and listening and listening questions. Final tips from this video from me are: practice writing past diary entries and letters, revise the key tenses, preterite, imperfect, and future, listen to Spanish podcasts, YouTube channels, the Spanish news, read short articles on blogs in Spanish, and relax, manage your time in the exam, and trust your preparation. Okay? So this is the end about my predictions and tips for Spanish Living Cert 2025, and I'm going now to take a few minutes to have a look at the complete revision package from ExamRevision. And I hope if you found this video useful, I hope you can have a look at the complete revision package where you have more tips about Spanish exam and other subjects. So the complete revision package, you will get on-demand video tutorial guides 24/7 with entire subjects. You have bite-sized video tutorial guides, PowerPoint presentations, H1 notes, exam and mock papers questions, which I said that's very, very important if we want to be well prepared for the exam. The more practice, the better. All the marking scheme, extra quizzes, reflection logs, and a smart adaptive technology to guide the students' learning. So if you use the 2025 tips, you will get a 10% off a package. We have 8 junior cycle subjects with exam papers and marking schemes. And we also have 21 living cert subjects fully completed with exam papers and marking schemes available. So this is everything from me about this video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you are more interested about more exam tips or exam material, go to ExamRevision and check the complete revision package. Gracias, adiós.